Sorry. Um, right now, I am addressing a lot more people than I ever thought that would be here, and it doesn't really feel very real. I know that I am one of only two people who have the honor of saying that Ninoy Leran was my dad. He raised me and taught me everything I needed to know and more. He taught me how to ride a bike, how to cook, how to pitch a tent, and a lot more. But among all of these things, the most important lesson he taught me is that of trust. Trust, belief, confidence, or however you may call it, was a value that my dad upheld and was something that really reflected in the way that he raised me and my older brother. Unlike many tiger parents, he made it a point to place his trust in me. As I grew older, I made more friends and eventually began to go out more. He always told me that the last thing he wanted was for me to lie about what I was doing or where I would be going, which is somewhat common among kids my age apparently. To which I never really thought about how lucky I was to receive treatment like that. It was evident that he respected me and placed his trust in me. And my friends would always make fun of me for saying, wait, I need to text my parents first before we go. Not because they enforced me to, but because I wanted them to know that they can trust me. They never pressured me to get high grades or end up disappointed in me for losing a competition, because all that they wanted was for me to try my best. Anyway, over the past few days, listening to all the stories of the people here, from his former classmates, office mates, siblings, co-parents, and fellow mountaineers, I can definitely say that my dad was one of a kind. Imagine a premature child, a repeat student, a delinquent who would skip school to play billiards. Parang hindi pa yan mention, by the way. But yeah, he told me about that. That this guy would become a successful business owner, husband, and father. So his life story begs the question of how did he manage this? How did he pull it off? When it seems like on paper that he was destined for failure. How did he succeed against these kinds of odds? It took me a while to understand this, but the truth of it is that he had something special that many people who try for years to attain, just a fraction of the riches that he has in life are missing. He had confidence. Marami siyang tiwala sa sarili niya na parang galing lang sa wala. Confidence, it gave him the strength to keep going and to never lose sight of what he wanted to achieve and the mark that he wanted to make in the world. But what separated him from simply being an arrogant or self-centered person was the fact that he used it for good. I think narinig na rin natin from Father Manny's homily from a few days ago about how my dad was discarded with the heart. He used it to become a better man, one who ran his own company, one who was prepared for anything that life had to throw at him. Everything that he did in life, he did with purpose. If you don't believe in yourself, then who will? That was something that he said to me once on one of our occasional walks around our village, to which I regret not having accepted more of his offers when I could. It was in those kinds of moments where I felt my connection with him. I always felt that we had a special bond. Sorry sa mga ibang naninira din sa bahay na baka ma-offend dyan. But I really felt close to him in a way that I never was with anyone else. Anyway, special bond, right? In 2023, that was when he took me on my first serious climb to reach the summit of Mount Pulag. I was 14 at the time and didn't much understand why we had to go up this mountain for days that had no signal, no bathroom, no running water or electricity. But being up there with my dad and some family and friends gave me a glimpse into his mind. Standing around 2,900 feet above sea level, above cities and cars, schools and traffic, and the bustle of daily life, it was quiet. Maybe not literally, because there were lots of other climbers there celebrating, where, oh, that's a summit, that's a summit. But in a sense, I felt at peace. And in that moment, I understood how the mountains were his safe space, his home away from home, and eventually his final resting place. I want to be just like him, in the sense that I chase that sort of adventure even as I get older, just as he did, not letting anything separate him from his love for the great outdoors. I know that some girls dislike it when people say that they look like their fathers, but for some reason, I never felt that way. I felt it was an honor to have people look at me and see my dad, whether it be in the way that I look or act. He was a great man, a man who believed in himself, in his ability to bring so much love and joy into the world through his volunteerism, his relationships, and in his work. To many, he is their rock, their idol, or someone to confide in. But for me, he will always be my hero. My dad taught me everything, except how to live without him. But even if he won't be here to see me turn 18, graduate school, or get married, I know that there is a part of his soul that lives on within me. Because of our special bond, because of our blood, and because of his love for life and nature that we share. Thank you, Dad, for everything. Because without you, I wouldn't be half as interesting as I am now. And to be without you for the rest of time will be the most difficult thing a person can experience after 16 years of being your partner in crime. I miss you more than yesterday, but less than tomorrow. I will miss you when I walk on the stage to get my diploma. I will miss you when I eventually climb my first mountain without you. And I will forever be thinking of our first dance, which is never to be. But despite this, I want to believe that things can get better. I will believe in myself the way that you did. And maybe one day, I can be just like you, able to fill a room to the brim with loved ones, live by my own rules, and have children who are going to remember me the way that I will always remember you. Thank you very much.